So I just had one of the coolest experiences ever. There was a student, long story short, he failed my summer class. And um, it was because he didn't try very hard. And as we were going through that, he was realizing that his prerequisites were all screwed up now, and if he didn't pass this class, that things were going to be really hard. He wasn't going to graduate on time. He's an exchange student. His scholarship would expire, and he couldn't figure out how he would get the visa to work and find the money and all these things. And it was one of the hardest times in my life that I've ever had to say no to somebody. The way that this person continued to ask, continued to tell me about the consequence of not passing that class, and just saying, is there anything we can do? Let me redo this or let me redo that. And I stood my ground and I said that he's just going to have to find another way. And it was so hard to be firm, be stern like that, even though, at the end of the day, the consequences he knew about him ahead of time. But holding somebody accountable to that, very uncomfortable, very challenging. You just don't want to see somebody suffer, right? He just came in to visit me and discovered that through new course scheduling, through hard work and things like that, that he's found a way to finish the classes he needs to graduate on time. And he just gave me a hug and told me that, he'd been on the wrong path for a long time. He'd been looking for ways to just, get by, clear the hurdles, get the grade without actually putting in the effort, without actually learning the science, without learning how to actually add value as a person with his major. And he said everything changed. Holding his toes to the fire there, putting him in that situation, letting him actually reap the consequences of his decisions, he said, inspired him. And so he walks into my office today, gives me a giant hug, says, thank you for showing me how to actually do this. And by the way, he got 100 on an exam yesterday for the first time in college. This is what I get out of bed for. God, that was one of the hardest things I've ever been through. And realizing already that it paid off. Oh man, most people never get that feedback. So thank you to the student who actually was brave enough to come tell me these stories. Unbelievable experience. Man, I'm on cloud nine for the rest of the day. I can't even believe it. This is so cool.